Welcome back to Impossibly Unremarkable, a podcast hosted by myself, Jonathon Butts, and my longtime friend, co-host, and bandit, Elliott Markson.
Yeah, and this is another episode of the podcast, and today we're just two men at a party sitting in the corner talking to each other going, I don't want to be here anymore. Isn't that right?
At the party?
Yeah.
Or just in general?
No, at the party.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know what, if I'm one of the guys in the corner, I mean the party. I don't know what the other guy means. Who knows?
The other guy being me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what you could be talking about more of a vast
party.
broad,
Party.
I don't want to be here.
No, party.
Here anymore.
Party.
Okay.
I'm a new man. I want to apologize. Last week I sounded like I just had a bunch of gravel in my throat.
You should apologize.
Yeah, I got a lot of hate messages. Someone told me to set myself on fire.
Yeah, you guys were brutal. Like, honestly, I thought we had a really nice, kind, warm-hearted audience, but you guys are a bunch of crazy people. I was getting death threats. Somebody found out where I live.
Yeah.
They were shooting me, letters, physical letters, like
Wow.
Harry Potter letters coming out of my chimney sort of deal. And I'm just trying to feed my baby, and all of a sudden I'm getting death threats because this guy had a gravelly voice? What is wrong with you?
Although that's impressive. I mean, it takes a real man to send a hate letter. Most of the jabronis nowadays, they'll email you. They'll text you. They'll direct message you.
Well, that's what was scary, because I feel like it would be less scary if someone just shot me a text or DM'd me on Instagram or something like that, because I'm like, well, you could do that from your couch. Who cares? But if you wrote out a letter, bought stamps, and sent that thing, whew, you're a psycho.
You want to talk about real hate mail? My coworker today was telling me when he used to work in insurance, some person had kind of been gaming the system and getting insurance and then canceling it and getting it and then canceling it, never paying it, and eventually they're like, all right, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're not going to insure you. And apparently the guy, while talking to my coworker, was like, I'm going to shoot up the place. I'm gonna come get you. And then they're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna hang up the call. And the guy called back like 10 minutes later. I'm not gonna shoot up the place. I'm sorry I said that.
That's insane.
Right?
At least he called back.
Yeah,
and like you know what, I'm sorry, because he must have said it. He got in his feelings and it just came out. Obviously, he doesn't excuse it. It's a weird ass thing. That's weird energy, man. It's a weird thing to even think to say.
That's why I would never want to work in insurance. You're probably dealing with the most unhappy people all day.
That's true, because no one wants to have to pay for insurance, but you have to pay for it.
No one wants to talk claims.
Yeah.
No one wants to be denied for claims.
But at least the guy, he hung up the phone and he was like, you know what? I shouldn't have said that.
There was a different way. There was a different way for me to handle my frustration.
Hey,
but it all worked out.
I was kidding. I'm not really going to shoot up the place.
Man.
I'm sorry, man.
That's my bad.
I know you're just doing your job.
Wild what people get up to. Guess what I saw when I was driving over to you?
What?
There was this guy that had a giant, I'm not even going to call it a bumper sticker because it was huge. It probably took up, he was driving a truck, so it probably took up half of his back windshield.
Okay.
It said, I'd rather be an American than a Democrat.
What? Okay. Yeah, I get it.
The implication being
that Democrats aren't American. I feel like people give politics way too much of their energy, man.
Yeah. Especially nowadays. Like, there are so many haters. There's so much animosity out there. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Not only the hating, but like just the complete devotion to certain political operatives.
Yeah.
The amount of love there is. It's just weird,
Like,
we used to be a proper country in which we disagreed, but we also disliked politicians.
Yeah. Let's get back to that.
We disagree loudly, and there are certain politicians that we like a lot and would do so many things for.
Oh. Why did you say it like that?
I'm just saying.
What kind of things?
There are people that would do so many things for some politicians.
Like what?
I don't know. I'm not one of those people.
Oh. Well, me neither. I don't really know any of those people, but I see them, and they have things on their trucks.
Things on their trucks, things on their lawns.
I don't know, man. Like, if you are so passionate you need to put a sticker on something, I don't know.
Why not make it an impossibly unremarkable sticker?
Yeah, why not make it an impossibly unremarkable sticker? Do we have those?
We could. I mean, honestly,
Why don't we
like,
just make them?
flip of a switch, we can make it happen.
All right, we're gonna make that happen, and then we're just gonna make you have. You're gonna have them. We're gonna start sending them to you.
Don't put them.
Put your email in the comments section.
No need. We have your addresses.
Put your home address in the comments section, and we'll make sure it gets to you.
Just don't put them on gas pumps. Actually,
The
maybe
stickers?
maybe put them on.
Yeah, put them on gas pumps.
Well, don't put them on gas pumps.
Don't say that we told you to put it on gas pumps. Obviously, we wouldn't condone that. But if you are gonna put it somewhere and you put it on a gas pump, I'm not complaining.
Put them on your apartment's boards, cork board.
Yeah.
Throw them on your company's toilet stalls.
Put them on
stall
your
walls.
grandma's casket.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. That would be horrible marketing. No one would
Terrible
ever see
marketing.
it. Once
Yeah.
it goes in the ground,
yeah, it just kind of sits
that'd be
there.
bad. I didn't think that one through.
You didn't think that one through. That's
Her
okay.
ashes, though, because once it goes in the vase and it goes on your mantle, that's great. Everyone who walks in the
Yeah.
door will see it.
We can make like a QR code and just scan that bitch.
Ooh, that's perfect.
Boom.
Boom. Go right to our website. Genius marketing. This is what we do. This is who we are. We're professionals.
We have a side hustle. We'll market for you.
For you.
Unremarkable marketing.
This needs to be workshopped.
Speaking of caskets, I had a great weekend.
Oh. That was a good segue. That was great.
So this weekend, Emily and I went to the Hopkins Raspberry Festival.
What?
So
Wait, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
It's basically like, I mean, it's a multi-day event, but on Saturday, I think, is the main day. They have like a parade and they have like a softball tournament. But they also shut down like all of Main Street Hopkins, and they just put up a bunch of pop-up tents. So it's like a bunch of like local businesses, food vendors, food trucks, the whole thing.
Sure.
So it's basically like a little festival, and we went.
Sweet.
It was a ton of fun. I had cheese curds. I love fair curds.
Oh, yeah.
Huge fair cheese curd guy.
Big fair curd guy.
I'm the kind of guy that like if a van drove by and stopped like next to me and opened it, like a door swung open and a guy's in there and he's like, I need you to come with me. My first thought would be, no, this
Okay,
is
that's
obviously something sinister.
Right.
But then if you pull out like a piping hot, like a little carton of cheese curds, I'd be like,
There's cheese curds where we're going.
maybe.
Okay, well,
Where I am right now, there's no cheese curds. But if I go in the van, there could be more.
Wow. So you're like if someone wanted to abduct you, it'd be pretty easy.
Fairly easy to abduct me. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm alluding to.
Would you buy cheese curds like out of the trunk of someone's car?
Yeah, probably.
Like if someone just like, hey man, come over here. You're at like a gas station in the city.
I've known people that have like bought steaks out of the back of someone's car at a gas station, so I 100% would do it.
Really?
What's the worst thing that could happen?
They could be bad. You could get sick.
Even a bad cheese curd is a good cheese curd. Am I right, guys?
That's true. How do you mess up a cheese
Sound
curd?
off in the comments. But anyways, the my connection to caskets.
Oh, there was actually a connection.
There was actually
here.
a connection.
There was
to
caskets at the Raspberry Fest.
There was a bunch of different businesses advertising, and I felt bad for the tents that like clearly no one would go there.
Yeah.
One of them was a funeral home, and it seemed like they got some sort of Gen Z marketing director or something, but it was like, you only die once, and we put the fun in funeral. And it was trying to make it seem like hip
What the hell, dude?
and fun, and it just like made me want to die even less. you know?
Dude. Okay. I get what they're trying to go for.
It's hard. It's hard to market
Right.
funeral homes.
But like people don't want funerals to be like they don't want buying a casket to be fun because it's
no
just
way.
never going to be.
No.
So it almost seems like disrespectful being like, we put the fun in funeral.
And you certainly don't want that kind of energy coming at you when you're like, ooh, there's a cookie place. Ooh, I can spin a wheel and win a prize. Oh, I really should think about grandma.
Oh, we are going to die one day, aren't we? Yeah, I feel like, they're really trying, but it's just not, that's not the right move.
Yeah.
If anything, you got to lean into the dark stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This sucks.
We put the this, we'll put your grandma in the ground.
What they really should is they should have had like a display case so you can see the kind of kind of work they can do.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to love how you look.
I think that one's taken, but
Could be
you're
taken.
on the right track,
It
though.
could be taken. If you could see yourself, you'd smile. What about that?
Whoa!
pretty
hey!
That's pretty good. That's pretty.
Oh.
I'm actually pretty proud
You
of that
should
one.
call up that funeral home.
I got a great way for you to sell 5% more coffins year
This
year
is
to
going
year.
to boost yearly revenue
Yeah.
significantly.
If you hear barking, there's a cute little puppy running around.
If you're barking? If you hear barking.
If you hear barking.
Yeah, he's that's Poe. He's down here because there's nowhere else for him to be.
We're a welcoming environment. We
Yeah.
love having
We love
a
pets.
guest.
We love dogs, and he's our guest this week.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what that barking is. So just don't mind him. He's a dog. He'll do that. Anyways,
You know, when we start recording in my apartment, you're going to hear meows. It's a trade-off.
that's almost scarier though, because
Is
I
it
feel
really?
like cats like meows come out of nowhere. Like he'll just be like chilling. Like a dog bark, you can kind of see it coming.
That's
But
true.
cats will be sitting there just stoically, and just like all of a sudden, just a big meow will come out of nowhere, and you'll be like, "What is your problem?"
Well, one of our cats can't really meow very well.
Oh, why?
She just more goes like... I'll show you a video after this. You'll be like, that was a spot-on impression.
Can she breathe? Okay.
Yeah, she can breathe, and sometimes she can do like a regular meow, but it's usually... Yeah, just like that.
Sort of like a Smeagol. From
No,
Lord of
it's
the Rings,
it's
if he
less
had
it's
like
less
a
like
dry throat.
No, it's not really like a dry throat. It's more of just like she's just like forcing air.
I'm worried about her.
No, she's great.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, she's good. She's good.
Okay.
She kind of has like a genetic, well, I mean, maybe not genetic, but just like kind of like a lifelong, what would you call it? Kind of like me. Just she
Like
gets
a chronic disease?
Yeah, she gets sick a lot,
Oh, just a weak immune system.
but it's kind of like just her having year-round allergies.
So she's like you if you were a cat.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. Just a mess.
Just an absolute disaster
Just a mess of a
an
cat.
existence.
But she's a great cat.
That's good.
You'll love her. You're gonna sneeze a bunch.
That's fine. I'll get over it. It's not that
sicko.
bad.
I think it sucks that you're allergic to cats.
Me too. Because
think
I
that
love
sucks.
cats.
I think that sucks.
I love cats, which is why every time I see one, I try to pet one. Even though I'm horribly allergic. I could potentially break out in hives.
What's the worst you've ever broken out? Like how?
I mean, it hasn't really been like severe. I've never had to like go to like urgent care or anything. It's just like my eyes will itch, I'll start sneezing, and then it's usually on my neck or hands is where I get these like little red welts or hives or whatever it is.
I would love to just see it in real time when we're recording.
We're
in
just
my apartment.
recording a
Show, like, your
podcast and just
neck starts
slowly start
swelling.
turning red.
Maybe you'll be fine. Maybe my cats are hypoallergenic.
It might be fine. I mean, I feel like if we do it for like an hour, what's the worst? You know, I can't get that bad in an hour.
We were gonna start doing like 3-hour sessions, though, right?
That's true. We were going to start doing longer podcasts just because, you know, the success of so many other podcasts where they just talk for 3 hours and keep your attention
Yeah.
the whole time.
It's impressive, and we're gonna start doing it. The one other thing I have to mention about my week, upcoming tomorrow actually,
Oh,
will be my 7-year anniversary with Emily.
congratulations.
Thank you. A lot of work to get here.
Woo!
A lot more work to be done.
7 years?
Yeah.
7!
That's about 26-ish% of my life so far.
Whoa.
It's pretty wild,
That's crazy.
right?
26% of your life so far has been dedicated to Emily.
To one other individual besides myself, yeah.
That's
And then I took it a little
That's what
further. I
love
was like,
is.
what does it take to get to 3/4? Because obviously I can't get to 100%.
yeah.
Can probably get close, but I'd have to live very, very, very long,
You would. You'd have to live pretty long.
which won't happen.
You
But
might.
if I turn 80,
Yeah.
assuming we're both alive and still together,
Uh-huh.
that's about 76%
Okay.
of my
That's
life
good.
would have been spent with her.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Get to 80.
Well, we'll see.
You could do it. A lot of people do it these days.
I have a theory,
It's all the rage.
and it's partially based in just like trends, but I have a theory that yes, it'll be probably fairly easy, all things considered, to live that long.
Mm-hmm.
But not only will we be living that long, I think we'll just look better.
Yeah.
Not to say that I like look good, but I think I would look less, or at least I'd hope I'd look less 80.
Well, I mean, it depends
More
what
like
happens to
65.
you along the way.
Yeah. Assuming,
But
you know,
assuming
standard
all goes
quality
well
health.
and you're just standard, you know, you'll probably be looking pretty good.
I hope so.
I mean, Although you already kind of look 40. So, not a good start.
But I've looked the same I've looked this
True.
like this. I looked like this at 15. I looked like this at 8.
You looked like this at 8?
Yeah, man.
That's tough.
Yeah, beard,
No
bald,
wonder you got bullied.
huge hairline.
Yeah. Well, yeah, at least like you've just looked the same for so long. Maybe it'll just stay that way all the way into your 80s.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can see myself looking like this at age 36 and then 46 and then 56, so on and so forth.
See, my problem is I look young. I look very young.
Yeah, what a problem.
And
What a problem.
no, it's horrible. Well, if one, people don't take me seriously. They're like, who is this 16-year-old? Why is he trying to talk to me in a business voice?
Do they see your tattoos?
Yeah, it doesn't
Your
help.
facial hair?
You think it would help, it doesn't.
Okay.
But I'm worried that I'll look young, but then I'll sort of, do a reverse of what you're doing, where I'll look like younger than I am, and then all of a sudden I'll just start to look really old. I'll hit like 45, and then I'll just downhill.
That would be crazy to see. I hope we're still friends then, so I can see you.
Why wouldn't we be friends? What would happen to us?
Things happen.
Like what? What could tear us apart?
I don't know.
What would it take for you to not be my friend anymore?
I was reading a statistic that said that it's likely we won't be friends.
What?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Why? Maybe if someone moves away.
I just made it up. You didn't challenge that? I said I read a statistic that said we wouldn't be friends, and you just let me say that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you read something that was like, there's a 70% chance that you won't be friends with people from your younger years into your adulthood.
There is like data on how
There definitely
friend
is.
groups fall off, especially high school to college to post college.
I feel like we've made it this far.
Yeah, well,
If we make it to like 30,
might as well stick around.
I mean,
Keep doing this.
you might as well just keep hanging out.
You just
It's
can't-
like you
you-
probably are too old to make new friends.
That is true. I've tried.
Yeah, I don't. How do adults make friends?
I've been going to clubs, just kind of standing in the middle, seeing who bites.
I just stand in the center of the circle and just. People keep yelling at me to dance, but I don't dance.
I'm there to socialize.
I
not
just
to
keep
party.
saying like, "Be my friend," and they just turn the other way.
Doesn't work.
Doesn't work. No. Well, how do people do it these days? How do people find friends? Do you just like start joining adult clubs?
Isn't that exactly what you did?
What do you mean?
You joined a baby club
Well, I
for
mean,
adults.
that's like, I feel like once I have like parent friends, are they really my friends, or is it just because our kids are hanging out?
If I get replaced by some dickhead whose two boys are in like soccer together, I'm gonna be pissed.
Sorry,
Pissed.
dude. I gotta go hang out with Derek. His son's on Wesley's softball team. Softball? I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I just meant probably playing t-ball or something.
T-ball, which he probably uses a softer ball,
Yeah, you're right. Softball. Sure, I'll stick to it.
and then he'll graduate to fast pitch.
Oh,
I really want to. I don't plan on having kids of my own, but I would like to be involved in your child's athletics.
you should.
Assuming they get into
be his
baseball.
coach.
I would love to coach. I would be terrible at it, but I'd love it. I feel like I'm a people person.
Yeah.
So from that angle, I would do great. But I was never very good at baseball myself.
Well, that's okay because some people understand the game, but they just can't perform.
That is true.
Some people are meant to coach.
Meant to
They're
coach,
better
not to
as
play.
coaches because they have the mind. They just don't have the physical attributes.
And also, if you're doing
execute.
if you're coaching like kids baseball,
How hard could it be?
what goes into it besides wrangling? The
I'm
kids?
confident I could coach any children's sport and not know anything about it. I could coach it.
Any. Okay.
Name a sport. I could probably coach it.
Gymnastics.
Yes, I actually could because I was in gymnastics as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked you.
And I was actually really good.
Were you?
When I was only in it from like 7 to 9 or something.
Hmm.
But I was in the advanced boys class.
Wow.
And I was the only boy in the class.
Is there any like holdover talent from then that you
I can
still have?
I can still walk on my hands. I can do a cartwheel pretty well.
I feel like that has more to do with you just have a strong core from working out
Well, I mean like
and arms.
I don't know, man. I could still
Arms
do
that
it.
don't
I could
quit.
walk across this room right now on my hands. I'm not kidding. I can really do this
I could walk across this room.
on my hand. You would have to use your feet.
Wrestling.
Easy. For kids, pin them down. grab a hold of him and
certain protocols.
force him to the ground.
Certain protocols.
Maybe I'd have to do a quick Google search of the rules.
When I wrestled, I was awful.
You wrestled?
Yeah.
I can't imagine you
You
wrestling.
didn't know that? 6th to 7th grade, I was a wrestler.
Wow. That
Wrestle pose.
that shocks me, dude.
I was terrible. Dude, this was, I mean, I did not put on weight, like weight until sophomore year of college.
What's your problem? You should have been hitting the gym, picking up some heavy weights.
There's merits to that, but in 6th and 7th grade, I would have been like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
5'6", 5'7".
That's too young.
90 pounds.
Nobody was lifting weights in 6th grade. That's too young. If you're lifting weights in 6th grade, your dad abused you.
You have some sort of parental problem. But no, I was bad. I think so I went to practices. I only competed in 2 meets, and in
How'd you do?
both I took 4th place.
Out of
4.
I figured. I just didn't want to assume that it was out of 4.
And each time it was like, okay, let's just do this.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really know what
was
I'm
your
doing.
strat?
I just said it. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
No,
All right,
no
let's do
strategy
this.
involved. I was not good. I did not know how to do anything, and I did not have the weight to throw. You know,
Man.
I couldn't get away just like sitting on people. So when people got me down, I kind of struggle for a bit and then kind of go limp.
You just played dead.
Yeah,
You're like, hey, he stopped moving.
and then they eventually slap the mat and all right, get off of him. Check him for his pulse.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was bad, which is why I gave up. But I had this cool sweatshirt that had my last name on it, so it made me feel cool.
I feel like when you're that young, you do most of the sports just for the clothes. Because you get cool sweatshirts and jerseys and stuff.
That's true.
And yes, I'm currently playing tug of war with my dog under the table.
Yeah,
He's being a fucking bitch right now.
I'm playing tug of war. That one's for our YouTube watchers.
Dude, this dog is driving me crazy right now. I love him, but damn.
So
Anyways, my week.
yeah, tell me about it.
So this week was a big week for Wesley. He met both of his great-grandmas.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Unfortunately, his great-grandpas are no longer with us. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
But his great-grandmas are still alive and kicking, so he met both of them.
That's
so
awesome.
on Saturday, he met my grandma on my mom's side. Her name is Pat.
I love Pat.
She's a gem. You would love her. Everyone does. She is super fun. She's like taking her retirement, and I guess she's kind of semi-retired. Anyways, she travels a lot now. She's really doing great. She's going to Paris soon.
Oh, nice.
God bless her.
God bless you,
But
Pat.
it was always fun. It was fun to see Wesley hang out with her, and she held him, and they played and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. And then on Sunday, he met my grandma on my dad's side, and she is old.
What?
She's 93, going on 94, and she's doing really well. But she was really fun to hang out with because she's very impressive. She's, like I said, 93, going on 94, but she's still with it. She still has her hearing. Her hearing did not go at all. She's all the way there.
Good.
Her memory's pretty good.
Good.
I mean, it's old person bad, but it's not like dementia bad. And here's the kicker. She's a very musical person. Still is. She played the piano for Wesley.
Aw.
Shout out to Grandma Tracy.
Love you, Tracy.
She learned to play the piano by ear as a child.
Really?
Yes.
That takes a lot of talent.
Yeah.
Just a lot of natural talent.
Stuck with her until now. She can still rip the keys, baby.
Tickle the old ivories.
She can tickle the ivories like no one else.
Lovely, Tracy.
But
I've
yeah.
met Tracy.
Have you?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, she's a gem. She's sweet.
She's Cabin Tracy, right?
Cabin Tracy.
To this day, I will tell people this. She's cooked the only ham I've ever been like, damn, I want more of that.
Really?
She cooked a beautiful honey glazed ham the first time I met her.
That does sound like Tracy.
Great. Go back for seconds, thirds. Fuck up that ham.
Point is, it wasn't just for Wesley, it was for me too, because I don't see my grandmas that much. I should see them more, and it was nice to see them.
Nice.
It was awesome.
It's
great.
a good lesson. Seek out the older folks in your family.
Yeah, if you don't see your grandmas that often, go see them. Give them a call. Go say hey. Say, hey, it's me. Remember me? I'm your grandson. Anyway, so that was fun. Otherwise, today, me and Wesley went to the nature center in our local town. I just looked up, so Megan had taken there already, but today I was just looking up like walking trails near me because, I have nothing to do. I'm watching a baby. I take care of him all day and clean the house, which is hard. We established that last week.
Yep. It's been
But
established.
today,
It's
I was
canon.
like, we got to get outside. We got to start walking. It's a beautiful day. So I looked up local walking trails. There's a few close by, but then popped up on my old search the old nature center, which was pretty sweet. You should go there. It's not too far. It's like 5 minutes from here.
I'd love to go.
Yeah, there's like
Thanks for the invite.
a bunch of little trails. You can go on a little dock. They got little ponds and fountains and little decorations and fun little animals in the center, like the building there. So we saw a big snake and this weird-looking turtle. I forget what kind of turtle it was. It had like this weird little nose, like a
silly,
pointed nose.
silly little snout.
Yeah, like a silly snout. It was a silly snouted turtle.
Was it just those two things that you saw?
I think there was like some fish and a tarantula.
Ooh,
I don't know if not all of them were stocked. I think it's pretty new.
stocked.
Yeah, they didn't have the animals stocked at the moment. They were out. No, some of the exhibits or whatever you want to call them said coming soon. Blah blah blah. But they did have a big snake, which was the biggest snake in Minnesota. I didn't even know we had big snakes.
Really?
I mean, it's not big compared to like other places.
You sure it's the biggest snake in Minnesota?
That's what it said.
Okay.
Stop. Okay, stop.
What?
This guy.
There's got to be bigger snakes in Minnesota.
I'm sure there's bigger snakes somewhere. Anyways, it was a bull snake, also known as the gopher snake. They can grow up to 37 inches. Picture yourself encountering one of those in the wild.
Yeah. Never have.
I've never encountered a snake that large in real life. We saw it really expanding, getting longer and longer. It went from looking flaccid and like a noodle, soft, to spreading itself out across the glass till it was large, like a big mast.
That's a big snake.
It's a big snake.
Really?
Never seen one that big before.
You're really milking this.
Well, I'm just leaning into your joke, buddy. This is your joke.
I was making a joke?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. It
Anyways,
just comes naturally to me.
it was fun. That was great. That's pretty much what we did. And I don't do a lot these days, so
Did he smile at any of the snakes?
no.
Oh,
Well, he was in his car seat in
Was he
his
awake?
little stroller. He was awake for the snake, but he couldn't really see it, I don't think. It was sort of out of his eye line.
also, I don't know that young, seeing a snake might be traumatizing.
I don't
if you
think
can fully
he would
comprehend
understand
what
it
it
is.
Like, what is that?
I mean, he looks at Poe and he's like, I don't know what the hell that is.
That's true. But him and Poe, they're brothers.
That's true. They're blood.
They raised together.
Yes.
Ride or die.
Ride or die. Till the end.
Isn't that right? He's just tearing up a frisbee down there.
He's got like this stupid fucking frisbee, which is a great toy for him, but right now we don't have the space to throw it.
It's my bad. I touched it, and
You started this
the
whole
moment I
thing.
touched it, he's like, "All right."
You threw the frisbee and engaged him, and now he's obsessed with the frisbee and won't let it go. So here we are trying to record a podcast for these people, and we got a tiny little Chihuahua mix gnawing at my heels. Nice. He's tearing up the frisbee.
Nice.
Yeah, that was my week. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on?
No. Happy 7-year, Emily. You're the light of my life.
Woo!
My sun and my stars.
You know, I've also been with Megan for over 7 years.
Yeah, well, you lost your chance to talk about it.
Okay, recommendations of the week.
You go first.
Mine's pretty stupid. My recommendation of the week is about family, similar to the grandma stories, if you could call them stories, more just like. So this week, I approached my dear friends to attend a concert with me,
You big baby.
and none of them would go, which is understandable. They didn't really care about the artist. They probably didn't want to spend the money.
Aren't we going to a concert that
And
month?
we are already going to a concert that month. Yes,
Is it October or November?
I think it might be November.
Yeah, it might be November. Keep going.
But anyways, so I reach out to my friends. No one wants to go. So who do I contact? But my old trusty father-in-law. And he said yes. So my recommendation of the week is hang out with your father-in-law. Hang out with your family. Hang out with your people. Spend time with those people because they're more than your friends. I can't believe you guys didn't want to go. So, full context, we're now attending a Slow Dive concert. So, Slow Dive, I may have talked about them briefly at some point.
Maybe. I don't know.
They're a shoegaze band from the 90s.
Shoegaze.
Yes, we've talked about shoegaze before.
Shoegazy.
Shoegazy.
When you sent me that, I thought shoegazy.
Oh. No, it's shoegaze. Anyways, which is like sort of a post-rock style of music.
Post-rock.
It's a lot of like reverb and like banging drums, reverb vocals and guitars, and they've got like a lot of dreamy effects.
He described it as a band with people that play guitars.
Well, because you were like, who's that?
Oh, yeah,
I didn't want to
who's that?
overcomplicate it for you.
So you made it like as simple as possible?
Yeah.
They make music.
They have guitars. Because
They
you guys
make
always
music.
assume it's just like a rapper or something when I approach you.
I have nothing against rap.
Neil does. Anyways, so I'm
Well.
going with my father-in-law. And he actually knew who the band was already.
Of course he did. Steve's connected.
He's like with music. Like, he's probably the number one person in my life that I can talk about music with, to be honest.
Shit, man. That one stings.
It's just the truth. So shout out Steve. Hang out with your people. And listen to Slow Dive. They're fucking awesome.
I'm going to start hanging out with your in-laws. Because
Okay.
legally speaking, I don't have any yet.
Oh, yeah. You will, though.
Well, no. My sister-in-law.
Oh, yeah, you have in-laws. You have, like, your
I
brother's...
have two sisters-in-laws.
Yeah.
I always think it's weird that my brother is married to my sister-in-law. Right?
Well, that's just how it works.
Pretty gross.
Pretty
gross.
disgusting.
Disgusting, foul. JK.
Gross.
My rec is stay at home, don't listen to music, don't hang out with your family.
Okay.
Yours, a tit for tat.
Yeah, that kind of...
Yin,
That
yang.
makes sense. Yin-yang. The balance. You got to keep the balance.
I don't know what I was trying to do with my hands.
Yeah, what was that?
Did we talk about the bear?
Maybe. Why is that your rec of the week, the bear?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it again. Who cares?
Love the bear.
Love the bear.
Jeremy Allen White. It's a two-season show. Season 2 just came out a couple weeks ago. It's about chefs working in a little beef sandwich shop in Chicago, downtown Chicago. It is really just high quality. You know, a lot of shows you see a pretty steep drop off in the quality of content. You know, from season to season. But from season 1 to season 2, I can only say I think it's gotten better, even better. You disagree?
No, I agree.
Oh,
I
okay.
love season 2. We already finished it. It's incredible. Love
I
that show.
haven't quite finished it yet, but it's such good television that you can feel like they really make the stress and anxiety of working in a kitchen and, you know, familial issues. They really bring that out and makes you feel. I love television that makes you feel.
One thing with that show, though, is like the first season is so chaotic.
It is very
And then
chaotic.
the second season is like a contrast to it. It's almost like they slowed it down. Like everything's like a little calmer. I mean, there is chaotic episodes. There's one in particular that I'm
Yes.
thinking of that is very chaotic. But like the whole first season is like bow, 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 bow. It's very stressful. Like there's so much like crazy shit happening. And the second season is a little more like
A little more contained.
condensed. Contained.
A little more contained, but still elements of the stress and pressure and chaos that really, really seals it. But Jeremy Allen White is in it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
There's a bunch of celebrities.
My wife loves him.
Other celebrities that appear in cameos for season 2.
That's right.
It's just wonderful. It's
a good show.
Check it out. Check it out. It's only probably 18 episodes total, I think.
Yeah, I think there's like something like that. Something like that. It's a good show. Would recommend. Stamp of approval from me on that.
We need to get like a real stamp.
Yeah, we should get a real stamp.
Yeah.
Impossibly Unremarkable stamps. So when you mail us hate mail, you can at least use the right stamps.
Yeah. It's only $60. $67.
For what?
$70 for the stamp.
For the stamp?
I need to make money, dude.
Okay.
Money's actually really tight right now.
Really?
Just like not a joke.
You doing okay?
No, I just told you I need more money.
What happened on your money?
$90 stamps.
Who's going to buy that? No one's going to buy a $90 stamp.
Jonathon might. Come on, buddy.
If there's one guy.
All right, it's time for question of the day.
Question of the day.
That was a soundboard. That wasn't coming from
That wasn't me. That was
a soundboard.
Okay. Question of the day. And this is a juicy one.
Juicy? Okay.
No, it's not juicy.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Out of any animal in the world, what animal do you think could easily take over the Earth and become the next dominant species?
The next dominant species.
Or just take over the Earth?
Maybe rats.
Rats.
No, they wouldn't be able to travel the ocean very well. Yeah, we're talking about like
Yes.
all of Earth, every continent.
Sure.
Maybe not rats.
Well, how many rats are there in the entire world?
Lots of rats.
Well, they could all band together.
I'm just thinking they would have to coordinate.
Yeah.
Maybe ants.
Ooh.
Ants. Maybe bees. No, those are dying.
Dude, bees would be... Yeah, they don't have the numbers anymore.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of like the big, terrifying species just don't have numbers, you know?
Yeah.
Tuna.
If they could get on land, tuna would be a problem.
Tuna are huge.
I was going to say ants.
Really?
Personally, I was going to say ants.
I'm glad we're on the
There's
same.
so many fucking ants.
There are a lot of... I was going to say you have ants.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean?
Just on the sidewalk. It was a joke.
Well, there's ants outside.
Just chilling.
They're everywhere.
They are.
They're literally everywhere. Think about it. Okay, so if ants were to become intelligent enough to band together, you know, and I mean, just think about it. What if you had like 10,000 ants crawling on you?
I would suck.
You'd be dead.
I would be like...
They could kill you.
I'd be like, that's a lot of ants, is what I would be like. If there were a
Yeah.
bunch of ants on me.
Exactly.
Like, that's a lot of ants, is what I'd be like.
That's a lot of ants. That's
They could
a lot of
probably
ants.
build a land bridge
Yes.
connecting themselves
Exactly.
to cross the oceans.
So then they could cross the oceans. They would destroy us. The other thing, cockroaches.
I don't know if they have the power.
Sure they do.
See,
And
ants,
some of them can fly.
ants can lift like a ton relative to their size.
That's true.
Cockroaches can fly?
Some of them.
Oh.
Some of them can fly, yes.
Oh.
I've looked this up extensively.
I don't like that. How far can bats fly?
Pretty far, I think.
Oceans?
Doubt it.
Eagles. We're just gonna cycle through every animal.
Eagles? No. I wouldn't be scared of eagles.
Really?
No.
Like a horde of eagles?
Okay, that sounds wild.
Didn't take much
There
to
was
turn you.
you convinced me. There was that movie Birds.
Birds, yes.
If we're not talking specific birds and we're talking all
No,
birds.
not birds. It's not called birds. It's called Birdemic.
No, Birds. It was
Oh.
an old horror movie.
Oh, I was thinking of Birdemic.
Birdemic is a movie?
Yeah, you've never seen Birdemic?
No.
That might be one of my wrecks. Birdemic is awful. Awfully
Oh,
good.
wait. I think you've shown me scenes of this. Are there
Yeah,
birds
yeah.
that like shoot acid or lava or something?
No, I think they poop and kill you.
Their poop is like acid.
I think so.
That
It's been
would
a
be
while.
crazy.
I was when I was in high school, I was on a kick of just like watching the worst movies possible, and
Yeah.
Birdemic was top of the list.
Right.
Because when the birds came on screen, they were just like 2D.
It was like really bad, like
they weren't,
CGI.
Yeah, they weren't 3D at all. It was just like clearly, and like the actors were like, clearly just like
Just swatting at
they
them.
just put a bird wherever wherever they're swinging at. But yeah, Birdemic proved that birds can kill.
That's true. Birds would be a problem. They would. They could take down planes. I mean, those would be like kamikaze birds.
Yeah, those birds would not come back.
But that's just a war tactic.
Yeah.
They're just playing games out there. They guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, I think if birds, like the category of like just the entirety of
all-
birds, not like specific birds, but if they banded together, kind of like a Planet of the Apes situation.
Sure, all apes.
All apes,
Right.
all apoids, or whatever you.
Yeah, birds would be a problem. But there's also multiple kinds of ants too. There's scarier ants. There's ants that can fly.
There are ants that can fly, but can they cover the distance?
What if they could sneak onto boats and get across that way?
They could, but I feel like it's much easier to kill an ant than it is to kill a bird.
Debatable.
I
You
have.
ever try to shoot an ant?
Have you ever tried to shoot a bird?
Well, it's easier, I would assume.
No, not on the heart. It weighs on you. I've killed a ton of ants in my time. I've never killed a bird, and if I did, that would like keep me up at night forever.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I love birds.
Me too.
Yeah.
Birds are sick. They should take over. We've had this planet for too long.
Maybe plants. Plants will do it.
Plants?
Mold, mushrooms. I don't know. A Last of Us situation.
No, I don't see that ever happening.
Okay.
Impossible. That's just a show.
Yeah,
That's such a silly prospect. to even
that's a line
consider.
too far. My bad.
trees. Just kidding.
I would love it if dogs took over. That would be fun. That could be cute. I'd be subservient to dogs.
Really?
Not Poe. Not him.
This fucker. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm sorry. Also, if you're listening on audio, I'm sorry.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You know,
The viewers want an authentic experience.
Yeah.
They want to know that we're sitting in someone's basement with a dog running around.
With a fucking dog who's on crack right now. He's literally on crack cocaine, but I didn't give it to him.
He does have that look on his face.
I know.
You know that look.
Yeah.
You've seen that look from me.
Crack cocaine.
All right. Let's wrap it up here with
With what?
with some news of the bizarre variety. Hit the soundboard. Fuck.
Bizarre news.
That's really good. That's super believable.
We just... What?
I sent you the news. The news is on your phone.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You sent it to me.
Yeah.
I'm in control.
Yeah, you are. He always makes me say that before we record. He's like, "Now who's in charge of the podcast?" And I say, "You are." And he's like, "That's right."
Who's the number one podcaster?
I play second fiddle. All right.
No. Okay, go on.
An otter in Santa Cruz is hassling surfers and stealing their boards.
What?
Yeah, this one's just cute. Oh my God.
An otter.
There's a picture.
He's surfing. It's an otter on a surfboard.
It's an otter on a surfboard.
That's incredible.
An aggressive sea otter in California is hassling locals by riding boards. By riding boards she stole from surfers in the lineup. Steamer Lane is a legendary point break nestled along the rocky shores of Santa Cruz, home to swaths of experienced surfers, as well as a 5-year-old female sea otter with a growing reputation for repeatedly confronting surfers and kayakers.
Wow.
I'm trying to deliver this in like the most
Yeah, that was intense.
intense.
That was a lot.
Thank you. Videos across social media show the otter hoisting itself out of the ocean and onto boards while surfers sit back in awe. At times, she's chewed on the boards or even forced surfers to surrender their boards altogether. The otter's name? Care to guess?
Petunia.
No.
Daisy. Why am I stuck on flowers?
I don't know. It doesn't actually
Sandy.
I don't see a name here. What would you name the otter?
Esther.
Onlookers in the videos can be heard laughing in jest at surfers' misfortune.
I mean, that's
but
hilarious.
Officials with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service say the otter poses a public safety risk.
Why?
I don't know.
Let it surf.
They're saying while there's been no confirmed reports of injury due to the highly unusual behavior of this otter, kayakers, surfers, and others recreating in the area should not approach the otter or encourage the otter's interactions. As if people like pointing and laughing is going to be like, the otter's going to be like,
it
affirmed.
recognizes that it's being praised for its behavior.
I'm going to keep doing this. It's making
Maybe they do. Otters are smart, though.
It's making the people happy. The thing is, this doesn't really... Okay, I guess it's just like a big otter, right?
Yeah.
I think of otter...
I like how in that picture, the man who presumably had the surfboard before, he's just back in the water with his feet sticking out.
But that's... Otters I usually think of as like sleek, almost...
Yeah.
I like a week or two ago,
Smooth.
I had trouble identifying this animal. A ferret. Yeah, I think of
You really
otters,
struggle with long, sleek animals.
just ferrets in general. But I usually think of an otter as like a sea ferret.
a sea ferret.
But this one looks more like an otter beaver.
Yeah, that one looks pretty big.
It looks quite plump, which is probably
well-fed.
what's probably allowing it to dominate.
Oh yeah, its
dominate the
size
waves.
is giving it the ability to steal these surfboards.
So I'm wondering if the U.S. Fish and Wildlife think it's like rabid,
I don't know.
and if it is, it's just like the dopest kind of rabies possible. You just steal
well, it couldn't
surfboards.
be rabies because rabies makes you afraid of water.
That is true.
Is that actually true?
Yeah,
I've heard that, but I don't know if that's true.
hydrophobic.
Yeah. So there's no way it's rabid.
That's
Because it lives in the water, baby.
that's one of my greatest
Where it
fears.
thrives. Getting rabies?
Yeah.
Don't they have a cure for rabies? You'd be fine.
Yes, there is like a regiment of shots that you can get, but you have to like be on it right away.
Like if you don't get on it, you're done.
Like if you develop, like if you didn't address it, and 6 months later you start developing symptoms, it's done. It's over.
By the time the symptoms hit, you're already gone?
You are gone. You are
Dang.
dead as a doorknob.
Oof.
You just don't know it yet. And the worst possible things start happening to you. You crave water, and yet the thought of drinking it makes you want to vomit.
Whoa.
You start.
What a curse.
Shut up. That is a curse. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would suck.
You drink a ton of water.
I do.
Could you imagine?
That'd be awful. Horrible. My worst nightmare. My personal hell.
We were discussing yesterday, Emily and I, what to do for my bachelor party.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know. But I thought, what if we did like a tour of all of my greatest fears? We just try to conquer them.
That'd be great.
Right?
Wait, what are your greatest fears then?
Starting with number 1,
Getting rabies.
death.
We kill you.
No. I need to confront death and get over it.
We'll bury you alive.
No.
Oh.
Specifically the death of a loved one.
Do I have to die?
We could do it like lottery style.
We pull straws.
It would be heights, death, the ocean, swimming in general, kind of.
We'll just toss you in a pool.
I just drowned.
Swim, buddy, come on.
Probably rabies, but I feel like I don't know how.
We'll just get you bit by an animal.
I don't know how you do that one.
You go into the wild. Just try to get bit.
I don't know about.
And then just wait a while to see. Just wait a little too long, but like not till the symptoms have started yet. You should wait a few days,
Okay.
and then you go. So then you have to live with it for a while.
Will you plan this for me?
Sure, I'll plan your tour of fear. Johnny's tour of fear.
Fear tour 2024.
It's a great idea.
Honestly, not a bad idea.
You go skydiving.
Yeah.
You what were the other ones? Ocean. You rent a big boat.
I have this one fear of my
Sounds
friends giving me just a bunch of money.
I have this fear of just having too much money in my bank account.
Yeah, that one scares
Terrifies
me.
me.
Keeps me up at night.
Having to retire early.
Ugh.
What would I do with all that time?
Yeah,
we'll have to do that.
Yeah, polar bears.
That's on the list.
Maybe.
These are a lot of obscure fears now.
Car accidents.
Okay, that's doable.
That one is pretty easy.
We could do that one.
That one I could do.
I could make that happen.
Go upstairs just real quick.
You just get out. You're like, wasn't that bad?
Not that bad.
I'm actually it's totally fine.
The other guy's pissed. I was actually in a car accident on my 7th birthday
I've heard. You've told me.
and my 8th birthday.
And the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
2? Back to back. Back to back birthdays?
My 15th birthday.
Yeah? Sounds like you've been in a lot of car accidents and you're still afraid.
My 8th. Okay. All right. Well, we're approaching critical mass here. We're approaching the end.
That's right.
Do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah. If you're gonna record a podcast, don't let your dog be in the basement. It's just you think it's gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. You've done it before, so totally, didn't think it would be a problem. But turns out he's a little asshole today. So he's not gonna let you fucking forget that he's here.
I think if you get a dog, you should be prepared for them to be like a dog.
It's true.
Do dog stuff.
I agree. I love him. Full disclosure. Anyways, other words of wisdom, I would say just hang out with your family, be kind, be nice, and listen to Slow Dive.
Do not get rabies.